Hello guys, how are you? I hope you're fine. This is my channel, it's called God of Games. I'm the God of Games, and with me today we have a new video being recorded on my new Discord server. With me today I have Happy Chill Dude. Come on, introduce yourself.
Hey.
And the Dark Lord. Dark Lord.
Hey, what's up?
So today we're gonna be discussing something that is actually has been in my mind for quite a long time. Mine, Chill's, and Dark Lord's mind for quite a long time. Which is a better trilogy? The sequel trilogy or the prequel trilogy? We're gonna give our arguments on why we think so, and basically we're just gonna have like a little debate. So, who does want to start? I'll just go like last, I think.
I mean, let the Dark Lord start.
Yeah, Dark Lord, you start.
Okay, so first we will be going over what is the best trilogy. So I think the best trilogy, the best setup trilogy is the prequels. For this point, because the sequels, in terms of the trilogy itself, it was kind of messy. The Force Awakens set up a lot of questions, and then that The Last Jedi didn't follow up on, and because people didn't like The Last Jedi, they didn't really follow up on The Last Jedi with the Rise of Skywalker either.
Chill.
Me, it would be easily. I would give it to the prequels. Definitely. Not only because the sequels has lost that charm that the Star Wars trilogies had before, but also I'd say that even in advance, I definitely theorize. I'm not that much of a Star Wars buff, but I'll definitely say that talking to many Star Wars fans, I've definitely grown this opinion also by watching not the one, but the one before the newest one, the
Last Jedi.
Jedi. Yeah, and watching that, it did not give me the same satisfaction that the original and the prequel trilogy. Let's leave behind episode 1 because it is horrendous, but yeah, it does not give me the same charm. That makes Star Wars movies interesting ones.
For my opinion, I will kind of have to agree with both Dark Lord and Chill, but I have my own points. I think that the sequel trilogy had just better chances to become a better trilogy, but I think that the prequels had a better setup story. I think that George Lucas knew from the beginning what he wanted to do. Like the Anakin story, he knew from the beginning that he wanted to continue with Anakin's and Obi-Wan story. I think he wanted from the beginning a figure like Count Dooku, who, to be fair, to be honest, is my favorite character in the whole of the prequel trilogy, along with Anakin, Obi-Wan, and Palpatine. But I think that the prequel trilogy has just also better writing, but not in the conventional way. What I'm trying to say is that the sequel trilogy doesn't follow it. It feels like it's not connected. The Last Jedi for me is not connected with The Force Awakens. The Force Awakens is not connected with The Rise of Skywalker, and The Rise of Skywalker is not connected with The Last Jedi. Because I think that also the change of directors in general, like Rian Johnson and J.J. Abrams, they just didn't understand what they were doing. and that's what led, I think, to one of the worst Star Wars movies in the form of Rise of Skywalker. That's just personal opinion. Again, I don't wanna bash anyone who likes the sequel trilogy. I think that it had potential, yes, but I don't wanna bash it because I'm not angry. I'm just a bit sad that it turned out like that.
Yeah, I agree with you on some points. That sequels, they should have planned the trilogy before, and not. Yeah, they should have planned it before.
Yeah, I should have been fine before. And also, you can also see the points that, for example, I think that Snoke was intending to be some kind of Palpatine-like figure, that in the way that he was going to be the final villain. I
Yeah.
just saw the way that he was set up that way, and I was like, okay, this is gonna be the Palpatine of the sequel trilogy. He's gonna be what Palpatine was
Until they mess it up in the Rise of Skywalker.
in the Last Jedi. I think it's a good way to kill Snoke, but at the same time, it's a terrible way because who is gonna be your last villain? They needed like, I think that if they had made, like, I saw a pretty good theory like a while ago that what if the Snoke was Mace Windu? That would have been a pretty solid plot twist because it would connect everything, and I think a lot of Star Wars fans would just be happy with that.
Yeah.
Because also, like, Jedi's have been seen like falling from many floors and not getting injured at all, and plus Mace Windu is Mace Windu. I mean, the deformities, the scars, they would obviously be there. It would all make sense. Also the old age, but again, it's just like personal opinion.
Yeah, I think that they should have gone with in the Rise of Skywalker with Kylo Ren as the main villain, sort of.
Yes, yes, I agree.
Yeah, I mean they could have worked it out. Maybe Darth Vader. I mean replacing.
I think that there can never be a new Darth Vader. Kylo Ren is his own character.
Main villain. After
Kylo Ren,
killing
I
Snoke.
think, should have been like that. I think Kylo Ren was well done. For all
Yes,
other things, Kylo Ren was well done.
he was kind of like a wannabe Darth Vader.
Yes, and you can
Yeah.
also see the fact that he idolized Vader. That's why he has an helmet.
Yes.
I
Yeah,
think that
I
the
mean-
Knights of Ren, if they were made more powerful, could have been solid villains.
Mhm.
And the Final Order, except for like the Palpatine twist, but it just, the Palpatine twist, sorry for the expression, but it shits on the original trilogy, on Darth Vader's arc, and on the prequel trilogy somehow too. Because it shows that, oh, Anakin didn't need to worry. He could have just force healed Padme if she ever like was in a risk.
Yeah.
And Force Heal, by the way, has
Padme
been a thing
died.
for too many years. Like, Force Heal has been a thing for too many years. Okay, since the Knights of the Old Republic video game, you could Force Heal. But it was
Yeah.
never to the extent, like, heal big wounds. Like, mortal wounds. I think that
Yeah.
it could have been a factor, but not that big.
Yeah, but if you remember,
Yeah,
Kylo Ren gave his life to yeah, save Rey. So he had
I'm not talking
to
about
give
that.
up.
I'm talking about in the fight, in the previous, like, in the first fight, I remember, I think, in the Rise of Skywalker between Kylo Ren and Rey, which happened like in a Death Star piece, which, by the way, that's also, I think, something that I don't know why they put a Death Star piece there. I don't think it makes sense. But yeah, sure. Like, in the way that, like, she just force heals a mortal wound. Couldn't
Yeah,
Obi-Wan do that with, when Darth Maul stabbed Qui-Gon Jinn? Couldn't Obi-Wan do that? Force heal him? This is like the main
Yeah.
problem I have with the Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah, like yeah, I'm not the kind of guy that gets hanged up on plot. Yeah, on stuff like that.
And also, I think there's another problem we need to realize. The Hondo moment. You know the Hondo moment, right? The hyperspace moment that she just like takes a whole fleet out
Yeah.
with a cruiser. I mean, don't get me wrong. You could have ways for her to commit kamikaze, but the hyperspace. Couldn't you find like something better? Like, why don't you find it? Why don't you make it so that the ship, like the cruiser, had bombs, like had the massive bombs in it, and like just she was on purpose going to suicide against the fleet.
Yeah, maybe, but I think it was still a good enough option with the hyperspace.
I don't know. It just doesn't feel enough for me, at least.
For me, it felt good.
Again,
Yeah,
this
but
is all based on personal opinions for
yeah,
everybody who is watching, so we're not trying to bash anyone's opinion. Again, I said it. I respect the sequel
True, this is
trilogy.
only our.
Yeah, this is only our opinion. So, like, just for the viewers to know, because they might say that, oh, you're a sequel hater.
Yeah.
Like, I actually like Ray Skywalker. Again, it happened again. It's become such a meme already.
yeah,
I like Ray's concept as this orphan who has force powers. And although, again, a lot of people bash her as Mary Sue, I mean, people are just being way too harsh on her. Is she a good character? A bit, yes. Does she have problems? Definitely. But so did, like, other main characters in Star Wars movies in general. Like, Anakin in the beginning wasn't that good if you compare him to, like, what he became
Yeah.
later in Revenge of the Sith. So for me,
Yeah, I mean,
personally,
episode 1 was the one that suffered the most.
yeah,
You can tell that just by what happened to the child actor that played Anakin.
yeah, I
That
think
he
he's,
was
like, all
bullied
drugged
that he
up now.
was in the first episode. Star
yeah,
Wars.
Hayden Christensen is lucky. Like,
It is harsh, but I don't know. I mean, it didn't seem that much. It was a bit boring.
yeah.
yeah. Episode 1 has its cool moments, like the Battle of Naboo.
Yeah. So
Also, the fight between Darth Maul. Yes, you were saying Darth Maul, sorry, I interrupted you.
yes, so we all agree that the prequels has the better trilogy, better setup trilogy.
Yeah, I think we all agree on that. Shall we go to our next
This
one?
is what I like
Yes.
from the prequels. I mean, it starts bad with episode 1, but then it starts to get better at episode 2, and episode 3 will eventually agree that it is the best episode out of the prequels.
Yeah, so
Then coming back to the sequels, we start with The Force Awakens that became
It's pretty good.
it was not that hot at first. Now with me.
I'm a fan of the Force Awakens, it's pretty good. Like,
Yeah, The Force Awakens was great. Not great. It was then The Last Jedi is where it started to get weird, and then
The Rise of Skywalker.
The Rise of Skywalker is just
It's just the Phantom Menace of.
yeah, I have to disagree on that. Yeah, so now we discussed what is the better movies in the trilogies.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
okay.
yeah, so I think the sequels has the better movies overall. The Revenge of the Sith is probably the best one,
Yeah, I can
but
True that.
the Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones was kind of lackluster. So I think the sequel trilogy has the better movies overall. The Force Awakens was a good start. It set up a lot of questions and was a fun blockbuster movie.
Yeah.
The Last Jedi didn't follow up on the questions that good, but it was a very different Star Wars movie, and I really liked it with Luke being on the island. And,
Yeah, I can agree on that. Luke was pretty good on the
yeah,
last. I mean,
and
he could have been done worse. He could have been definitely done worse.
yeah, and Rey and Kylo Ren stuff was also really good. But although
Yeah, I mean the last fight was incredible.
yeah, and
It was pretty climactic, especially that moment when I think Kylo Ren gets into a head and started,
yeah,
started to see, I think, her past, what happened to her, and kind of bond with Rey. I sort of like that.
yeah,
To be honest.
yeah, I agree with you. And then where it failed, I think it was in the subplot with Rose
Yeah.
and Finn.
Definitely, absolutely. That's
Yeah,
like the biggest problem I think fans have in general with that movie. For me, it's the Hondo moment, the hyperspace moment, but I think that I can agree that yes, even that was like.
yeah, like I didn't mind it all that much, like some people did, but like it had still its moments. It was fun to see like Canto Bite and the different
Yeah, it was. That was
aliens
fun.
and stuff. Yeah, but like I just wanted to see more of Kylo Ren, Rey, and Luke instead
Yeah.
of them.
Yeah.
Chill, your
And-
opinion? No, sorry. You were saying no. I thought that you finished.
Oh no, and then I think that also Finn should have sacrificed himself. I think it was a stupid moment when Rose saved him, because then it would have been a good story arc, because he was the First Order stormtrooper, yes, and then he got with Poe, but he still ran away from the First Order, and then in the Last Jedi he finally in that moment he finally wasn't afraid of the First Order. He was ready to make his sacrifice. Yeah, and then Rose came out of nowhere and just saved him.
It's weird, and it's also kind of dumb at the same time.
Yeah, it's really dumb moment there. The the Last Jedi was a mixed movie for me. It had better moments than Force Awakens for me, but also worse moments.
Okay, so there are news coming up. Like, sorry for interrupting you.
It's fine.
Kathleen Kennedy is leaving Star Wars. Apparently, that's what I'm
Yes.
seeing.
Oh yeah. We can discuss that later.
Yeah, we can discuss it later. No, I'm just like throwing in like that.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And then The Rise of Skywalker. For me, it was a fun blockbuster movie. Like, it was a little predictable, maybe, but I think it had its moments. Yeah, and was did good on Kylo Ren and also Rey to some extent. Yeah,
Chill, your opinion?
I mean, about the sequels, I haven't seen them, but I can judge them much from their praise that the critics made. I mean, The Force Awakens, I loved it. That I loved the fact that it refurbished the franchise. That it was not dead, but it was starting to fade out. Definitely, but it
yeah,
needed definitely a refurbishment. Judging from the popularity that the series of Wars had, that it definitely needed a cover refurbishment, just like James Bond did
yes,
with
Yeah.
Daniel Craig. It
Yeah,
was a
definitely.
bad
I
time.
can see your point. I mean, no. Casino Royale and Force Awakens have a lot in common if you think about it.
Okay, so the main point for me would be if we were to compare The Force Awakens with Casino Royale, because both of them refurbished the franchise, it was kind of a reboot. I would say that I like the thing that I like most from The Force Awakens is that it starts with the main character. Many would say that no, it was not good. I mean, it's hard to adapt and all of that sort of stuff. But I think it was a great decision to refurbish the franchise.
yeah. It was very different tone, the movies, but yeah, I can see your point with the reboot.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Casino wasn't it well liked? Casino?
No, Casino was
Yeah.
really well liked. Was really well
Yes.
liked.
No,
Like,
it is claimed as one of the best Bonds
Yeah,
of
yeah,
film,
yeah.
and for a reason, because it sort of reboots it and does that job really good.
Yeah. So
Just like
what's
Force Awakens in a sort of way. Sorry?
yeah, sorry. It was nothing.
can I go? Can I start?
Yeah, God of
Yeah,
Games.
please, go on.
Okay, so my opinion on the best movies. I'm gonna start with The Phantom Menace.
Alright. But
Yeah.
we
It
were
is the
talking about
worst.
the sequel.
No, we're talking about them in general. Like,
Oh,
I'm gonna
okay,
talk about them in general.
alright.
I'm gonna firstly
Yeah.
start with The Phantom Menace. The Phantom Menace is, sorry, excuse the oppression, a massive fuck up. And George Lucas was just fucking lazy doing that shit. I mean, he was just like, it's
No, it
it's gonna
was
make
not
money.
that lazy, it was mostly boring.
No, George Lucas was lazy when making it. I think that George Lucas had like everything planned, but he was like, he just didn't feel like going all in with The Force Awakens.
The Phantom Menace.
The Attack of the Clones, he learned his lesson, in my opinion. Now again, like before anyone tells me that the Phantom Menace has good stuff, I am defending the Phantom Menace in two aspects. Number one, the Phantom Menace had probably one of the best villains of Star Wars, in that including Darth Maul.
Yeah, dog. Yeah.
Darth Maul is menacing and threatening, although you know he's not the Sith Master. Sorry,
Yes,
the Sith Master. You know that he's not the Sith
that
Master,
is true.
but you still are threatened. Like you see him kill.
Yeah, I mean,
Jedi
he was
Master.
quite menacing.
Yeah,
Yes, quite
and also
menacing
the
indeed.
droid army. The droid army is pretty
It's-
menacing
it's
too when you
sure.
firstly see it.
Pre-battle.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Naboo battle, you see that the droid army in the beginning it seems pretty menacing. And also coupled with John Williams' music, it's great. It's just great.
Yeah.
Attack of the Clones, George Lucas learned his mistake with the Phantom Menace, and just wanted to make a blockbuster, a summer blockbuster. You could see that. He just wanted to make a summer blockbuster, which was fun and including really good characters. And you can definitely see that it had fun characters, it had really good characters. Count Dooku, Jango Fett were two
Yeah.
that I really
mean,
enjoyed.
Yeah.
I mean, he introduced quite a few great villains.
And
I
also,
mean, yeah, Count Dooku is.
the biggest disappointment about the prequel trilogy is Yoda for me. I don't like Yoda in the prequel trilogy. Personally.
Really, what?
I just don't think that it's like he says in the prequel trilogy, he says that the Jedi have no absolutes. It actually has become a meme. But in the same time, in the original trilogy, he says do or do not, there is no try. Which is an absolute.
Yeah.
So I think that like, and also he doesn't seem like the smartest guy sometimes, the brightest guy. Yoda just makes some mistakes. Like he knows that Anakin has darkness within him.
Yeah. But
And
also,
he's
he
a
should have acknowledged that, I mean, Anakin was chosen by the Force.
Well, yes, but in the same. Also, let me go to Attack of the Clones because it has a problem for me. The droid army was ordered by a Jedi, a radical Jedi, who was literally banned from the council. The clones were clones of a person who you just killed, you just beheaded. Of clones of Jango Fett, obviously.
Yeah.
I think they should be suspicious. At least show it in the movie, because if you read the comics, you know that they were suspicious, even if you see the Clone Wars serious. But it's still, you don't... Again, this is like what I feel at least. As for Revenge of the Sith, I cannot really pinpoint a problem on Revenge of the Sith. I cannot critique it. I think it's near the perfect Star Wars movie. Is it better than the Empire Strikes Back? Fuck no. The Empire Strikes Back is kicked ass. And Revenge of the Sith is pretty good. But it's just not that level.
I think
Revenge
Revenge
of
of
the
the
sequel trilogy?
I love the kind of like the transmission that the prequels do, of how Anakin sort of molds his way into being the most common villain that we would acknowledge Star Wars with, Darth Vader. I mean, do a very good job into molding his character, and this is one good point that I would pinpoint into the prequel.
If you go to the prequels, I don't think they had planned what would go on. Like, I remember, for example, like,
I mean,
for me, The Force Awakens is pretty good. It's like, is it similar to A New Hope? It is. We can all agree that it's similar to A New Hope.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't think it was that like.
the plot is nearly
The plot is good.
identical, but
It doesn't it doesn't hold on really well though to rewatch.
yeah, I can agree on that. But it had a
plot
very
is good,
different
I love
tone
the plot.
from A New Hope, I think.
It
Yeah,
had a
Force
different
Awakens.
tone, but you can see the parallels that it's building.
Yeah.
The Last Jedi. I think that The Last Jedi had the primary idea sort of right. Like, it just that Rian Johnson and Kathleen Kennedy just didn't know how to coordinate with each other. They were just like, Rian Johnson was like, no, I'm gonna do this, screw you. And Kathleen Kennedy was like, no, you're gonna do this. And you can even see, because Daisy Ridley, for example, she just doesn't, you can see that even in the interviews of both the movies, the actors didn't have that much fun. I think that they were all pressured. Personally, again, like you could see that someone like Daisy Ridley or John Boyega or the rest of the cast were not really enjoying what they were doing, especially with Star Wars. And by the way, Rose's actress received death threats for how
Yeah.
bad her character was. Yes.
Yeah, like some
That, by the
people
way,
are
a dick move.
just
Like, let me practice that. That is a dick move that no one should do. For
yeah,
me, like, no one should receive death threats because you didn't like their story on a fucking movie about space wizards. I love Star Wars. I am one of the biggest fans of Star Wars, but I will not support that shit. I will not.
yeah, of course.
As for the Rise of Skywalker, again, like in the Last Jedi, I think I kind of mentioned before, my problems for Snoke was a problem for me. Finn and Rose was a problem for me. Although I didn't actually mind it that much, I kind of minded it. Also, Snoke death was a problem for me. What else? I could definitely
Yeah,
say the Hondo moment, the hyperspace moment was a big problem for me, which I still cannot get my around it. I know a lot of people who don't have a problem with it. I just have it. I just have a massive problem with it. Like, I just don't like it at all. But again,
yeah,
I'm not gonna hate on it because I think that Star Wars is made for fun. It's not made
yeah.
like for
Like
to death
I
threaten
yeah,
people to kill them. I mean, that's not what Star Wars is.
yes.
As
Like
for the Rise of Skywalker, no, like let me finish. The Rise of Skywalker, I'm gonna say this: the Rise of Skywalker is worse than Last Jedi. That's like my personal opinion. But it's a blockbuster. It's at least if you see all these trilogy movies, like the sequel trilogy movies, by themselves, like you've never watched any Star Wars movie before, and this is your first Star Wars movie, one of these, you're gonna enjoy it because again, it is flashy, it is fun,
It,
you don't know the story, and you're just gonna enjoy it. And I think this is like these are like the people who like really defend them. Although I see a lot of Star Wars fans like you, Dark Lord. There are also a couple of other people I see on YouTube defend them, and I respect it. I respect it. But still, it's not my cup of tea. Like the Rise of Skywalker, Palpatine was like a big problem for me, and like I love that he has like this massive Star Destroyer fleet, and they just cannot get up. Like they just cannot go up in the sky. They have like Death Star cannons, and they are defeated by. I mean, this is like having not one Death Star. This is like having a portable, stronger Death Star. That's how it is. So for me, that's like one of the bummers for me. I just cannot stand the fact that like the Rise of Skywalker just does so many things wrong. Is it a fun movie? If you watch, yes, it is. It is a fun movie. Like if you obviously like want just a movie to relax yourself and if you're not really a diehard Star Wars fan, it is a fun movie. I'm gonna definitely say that. But for me, it's just not my cup of tea.
yeah, I can
How would you rank
understand.
the movies? Dark Lord, how would you rank the movies?
Like in terms of prequels and sequels.
1 out of 10. Like rate each movie
Okay.
from 1 to 10.
the the Phantom Menace is a 6 for me. It's an okay movie. Yeah, the Attack of the Clones is also a 6 out of 10 for me. It had some major flaws, but it was a fun movie.
Yeah, definitely.
The Revenge of the Sith is like an 8 for me. I think it's a great movie. There are certain things that you can improve, but it had very great scenes and set up the whole Anakin stuff, right?
Pretty good.
Yeah, right. And Force Awakens is a 7 for me. It's a good, enjoyable movie
Yeah.
with good characters and set up a lot of questions. The Last Jedi is a 7.5 for me. It's between a good movie and a great movie. It had a lot of things. It did a lot of things good for Star Wars and different stuff we hadn't seen before, but it also had some flaws with its subplot. And Rise of Skywalker is a 7 for 6.5. Yeah, it's better than Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones for me. Yeah, but not as good as
Last Jedi.
and Force Awakens. It was the worst sequel trilogy movie for me. Yeah.
Chill. Do you want to rate them or shall I go?
Okay, I'll go first. Well, I will start with the prequels. Phantom Menace, for me, it's 5. I mean, yeah, the plot has its flaws, and yes, it's regarded as the worst of the prequels. But I would say, visually, it's not that bad. I mean, taken from a new movie viewpoint, it's not that bad. I mean, it has...
For the 90s, that's
Visual-
pretty good CGI. For the 90s.
Yeah, for especially for 1999. I mean,
Yeah, definitely.
it could have been better with Yoda because that shit looks horrendous. Puppet one,
Yeah.
that gives me nightmares every time I picture it, and that nightmare came real when I saw The Last Jedi. You know, that scene
my
that,
God.
What?
that
Oh my
no,
God.
no. The puppet Yoda is the best one.
No, like, listen. Puppet Yoda, if you attack Puppet Yoda, the whole Star Wars fan base just starts. Like, I'm shaking right now because we love Puppet Yoda, especially like in the original trilogy, but I can say that for 1999, they could have used CGI for that. But still, the puppets
No.
are like, I think that
1999 they could use CGI, bro.
they could have, they could
Dude.
have,
Yeah.
they could
They-
have.
yeah, I mean, come on. Jesus.
But wasn't it CGI Yoda in the prequels?
yeah,
No, it
to
was
be
on
honest,
Attack
I
of the
saw.
Clones
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Revenge of the Sith.
Look now,
they need to
yeah,
do
I've
more
seen
action.
both
Oh,
of the versions, and definitely the 2006 or 2005. When was it that the Phantom Menace got some changes?
Yeah.
I don't remember right now.
Yeah,
I
the
think it
DVD
was in
release.
the 2000, the refurbished release. Yeah, I saw that, and yeah, it fixed the Puppet Yoda, and
Still, Puppet
look,
Yoda is
if you like Puppet Yoda, I do not have any like. We love Puppet Yoda.
You want the whole
Yeah,
Star Wars
yeah.
fan base to like
we,
punish
we
you?
love you. We love you, Puppet Yoda.
They're
Please
going to
don't
find your
come at
house,
us.
dude.
Yeah, yeah.
Put an ASCII a sad face for saying Puppet Yoda is horrendous and give me a nightmare. No, we love that. Please don't.
Okay,
Yeah.
go watch Attack of the Clones. Don't dig yourself further in the grave.
Yeah,
Don't-
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
so yeah. I'll go on. Attack of the Clone. I'd say that is definitely a much more plot point wise. It's definitely a better movie than the episode 1, and I'd rate it at 7. Yeah, I'd give it a 7. Revenge of the Sith, I love its visuals, its plot point. I love the way that Anakin finally molds into the character that we all know and love, Darth Vader. I love that. I love that
Yeah,
transformation that George Lucas thought. And I would give it a 9.
Yeah.
Then out of the sequels, I don't know if I can rate them because I didn't see them all.
Yeah.
But so yeah, I won't. I won't talk the sequels just because I haven't seen them.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
I'll leave them alone.
yeah, I understand. I guess it's my turn then.
Yeah. Now it's your turn. Let's
Oh
see the
my
judges.
god, okay. The Phantom Menace for me gets a 5.5 out of 10. And I was going to give it a 5 out of 10, but just because Darth Maul and the droid army, it's a 5.5 out of 10. And also, by the way, I really like pod racing.
Okay, yeah, I mean, it was so mainstream,
fun.
it became a fucking
Fun.
game.
It's fun.
I played that in
N64, the N64 one.
No,
I played it
I
on the
don't-
arcade. I played it
played that on arcade in Tampere,
in
I-
Finland.
Finland. It's a weird story. I was 5 years old and I played that in Tampere.
I love the arcade
I
of that.
loved it. Yeah, I
It's
loved
so
it, man.
good. I loved it too.
Yeah,
Sorry, Joshua?
haven't played that one, but the Lego Star Wars games.
Lego Star Wars. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
The best
man.
game of all
Oh my
time.
god. Oh my
Loving
god.
his Sith Lord. I am
Yeah.
loving his Sith Lord.
Yeah, the pod racer. The pod racer stuff in that game gave me nightmares. Yeah,
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah, fair.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay, so Attack of the Clones for me is a 6.5 out of 10.
Mhm.
I think that it would be a 5 out of 10 for me if it wasn't for Count Dooku. For Jango Fett. And for a couple of other reasons. I think that it would have been a 7 for me if it wasn't for Padme and Anakin weird love story.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't
yeah,
like
I find
sand.
that
Flirting
weird.
101. That's
Yeah.
what I'm gonna tell to any girl. I don't like sand.
Oh
I
my
don't
god,
like
why?
sand.
I mean, it's fucking pedophilia, man.
Padme is older, by the way, than Anakin.
But I hated that she acknowledges that she knew him as he was a child, and yet still she goes out with him.
I
That's
love
the
it.
weirdest shit ever.
Yeah, and the dialogue was just so cringe.
Dialogue, yeah.
Yeah.
The
I
dialogue
mean,
is the
yeah,
message.
especially
I
But-
think it would
Anakin
have
was making
worked.
weird faces. It was being
Yeah,
really creepy. He was too
Yeah.
much pushy.
Now,
towards
I think there
Padme.
is a great moment, though, in Attack of the Clones. For me, the best moment, like, the two best moments for me are the sand people death, like the sand people massacre,
Yeah, I
and
love
Count
that.
Dooku versus Yoda
Count
and Anakin.
I love Christopher.
I'm a
Lee.
big fan of
God
Count
bless
Dooku.
his
I'm a
soul.
big fan of Count Dooku. Christopher Lee nailed the guy. It's just a
May
character.
his soul rest in peace, man.
Yeah, may
He
his
wasn't
soul rest
great.
in peace.
He
He's
wasn't
probably in
great.
heaven. He's probably in heaven right now.
Yeah,
Yes.
I mean, he played Count Dooku and Francisco Scaramanga.
Yeah, and also Count Dracula. Like,
yeah,
Yeah.
Count Dracula.
Yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah.
for me,
Yeah.
now if we go Revenge of the Sith, it's an 8 or an 8.5 out of 10. 9 out of 10, I'm only gonna give it, by the way, to The Empire Strikes Back, and a 10 out of 10 is A New Hope. But Revenge of the Sith has so many good points, like good stuff. It has General Grievous to begin with. It has Count Dooku. It has Palpatine at its prime. It's like prime Palpatine, and I love it.
It's Palpatine's best version.
Yeah, for
that's-
sure.
Anakin is good. Hayden Christensen does a great job as that Anakin.
Yes.
And I think that the final battle is just perfect.
I mean, it has become
Yes.
such
That
such
is.
a meme. I mean, guys that haven't seen Revenge of the Sith know the fucking dialogue.
I mean, everyone knows the meme.
yeah,
Everyone
yeah,
knows
yeah.
the meme.
Yeah, like also the Dark Plagueis device scene was also brilliant. I
Darth
think.
Plagueis the Wise, yeah. Have you ever heard
But
the
it-
sentence, Darth Plagueis the Wise?
Yeah, now it
It's a
has.
Jedi- Story.
Yeah, now it has become such a meme.
It's great. I mean, it's
Yeah.
a brilliant moment because you see that that moment Anakin is like, oh shit, this guy knows what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And also the moment, like, sorry to interrupt you, the moment that Palpatine declares the Empire, I get goosebumps.
yeah,
I get
And,
goosebumps.
yeah. And the background also in the scene is also perfect with the
Yeah,
opera.
visuals
are great. Are in its finest form.
I genuinely
Yeah.
love General Grievous on Revenge of the Sith. I don't think it's really popular opinion, but General Grievous on Revenge of the Sith, I love him. Like, he's just great there. I know
For me, General Grievous in Revenge of the Sith is okay.
I like Grievous. Like, again, I think that the
Like-
prequels benefit a lot from the Clone Wars, the animated series.
Yeah,
I
the
think that the prequels
2003
benefit a lot.
series, the Clone Wars 2003 series,
Yeah,
did a
also
much,
that.
much better
Grievous,
job.
yeah. Grievous
At
there
Grievous.
is creepy. Grievous is a character
Yes.
for me that turns Star Wars into a horror movie. That's
Yeah,
like,
they should have
Yeah,
put
I
like
that
Michael
one
Myers did.
version into Revenge of the Sith, and it would have been perfect.
It would have been perfect,
Grievous.
but again, I really like that Grievous because you see that it's not the same Grievous as in 2003, but it's a more calculating Grievous. It's like a Grievous which calculates everything. Is it like? I think though it's dumb that a blaster out of all things killed him.
Like it
Yeah.
aimed right at his heart, so I think it's justified.
Yeah, it was already aimed at his heart, but still, like, I would have loved more, like, Kenobi putting, like, a lightsaber at his heart. But again, that's, like, personal opinion on that one.
Yeah, like
gory loving bastard. Poor boy.
Grievous is a Jason Voorhees of Star Wars. Like, I'm gonna say this right now. Even the mask gives it away. Let's go to the sequels. I'm not gonna go, like, way too much in depth with the sequels, but I'm gonna say something definitely. The Force Awakens, I gave Revenge of the Sith 7.5, an 8 out of 10, 8.5 out of 10, I think, 8.5 out of 10. For me, the Force Awakens is a 7. 7.5, somewhere like there, out of 10. It's great. It's amazing. It's genuinely a pretty fun Star Wars movie to watch. And also, General Hux is pretty good in that movie. Like, there is no one telling me that General Hux was like, if you told me that General Hux wouldn't be the next Tarkin or the next Thrawn after I saw that movie, I would have laughed at you. Because I thought that General Hux would be pretty important in the sequel trilogy, which is another problem that I have with the sequel trilogy is the misuse of General Hux. It's just he was a pretty good character for me, but it just wasn't used that well.
Yeah, like I liked in the Rise of Skywalker that
Then
he
it was a traitor.
betrayed. He betrayed, and he said he only did it because he wanted to, because he hated
True, with
Kylo so
Kylo Ren.
much. Yes,
He hated Kylo Ren.
that was
I don't know about that. I
really
just
in
didn't like
character.
him at that. I thought that he would be like some kind of Tarkin, like a brutal person. But again, personal opinion. For me,
I liked him there.
yeah, for me, The Last Jedi is I gave the Phantom Menace a 5.5. I'm gonna give The Last Jedi a 5.8 or 5.7 out of 10. Now, it's not that I hate
I
it.
think it's just by millimeters.
Yeah. It's more enjoyable. It's more enjoyable, definitely, than the Phantom Menace. It's just that I don't
We
know.
love
It
Puppet
just,
Yoda, just to make it clear. just so
You-
viewers think we are hating on Puppet
if we
No,
get
like
Chill, if we get news that Chill is dead and he was killed by a Star Wars angry fan, we're gonna tell you all,
Yeah,
guys.
I mean
He's just
somebody
digging his grave right now.
discovered.
Wait.
what's happened to Shield?
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna go with my ratings.
What's happened to Shield? Hey, Happy Shield.
Hey,
What happened?
I don't know, man.
Okay, so shall we go then?
Yeah. I think the Star Wars cartel is hacking on my phone.
Yeah.
They're going to kill him! They're going to
Yeah.
kill him!
Yeah, they are going to. I don't know what they are going to do.
Yeah.
I love the fact that you said cartel.
Just so we do not get demonetized, they would be.
It happened. Yeah. It happened again.
What the hell is going on?
It happened again!
Oh no.
It happened again, man.
Yeah, they can't go
The
to your
Force
houses
is
because
moving
of.
against Chill. The Force
Yeah.
is moving against Chill.
Oh
They-
my god, the force is. They are using the force to move me out of this Discord conversation, man.
Nani?
Oh no.
Nani?
Oh no!
They
By the way, we're gonna make
have a
JoJo
stand,
references
man. They
even
have
in
a
the Star
stand.
Wars video. We don't care. We're gonna make JoJo references. We're gonna reference JoJo the fuck out of it. And I don't care if
Oh
you
my
don't see you
god,
get...
I think the drips of blood, they are getting multiplied all of a sudden.
Diavolo!
Fucking Kim Crimson is here.
Okay, let's go now to the ratings. 5.5 out of 10
Okay, so,
for the Rise
so-
of Skywalker
yeah.
for the reasons I said before. For me, it's not that enjoyable for me. If it's the first Star Wars movie you see, yeah, sure, you're gonna enjoy it a lot. But I think that it's just not the best movie for me. Again, it's like just personal opinion.
Yeah.
So, referencing JoJo one more time, as a wise man once said, how do we solve all problems? The Joestar way.
Oh,
Just
just run away, man. Run away. Run away from that
Smokey.
shit. Run away.
Now let's go to like the other point. Better for Star Wars lore-wise. For me, I think
Yes.
we already discussed this. Like, I don't know about you guys. I think we already discussed this.
Yeah. Like the prequels definitely had
Yeah, they're
better
just
for
better.
Star
More wise,
Wars.
they're just better.
Yeah.
Better planned, better like main character for me. This just like that's gonna be on the next point. So, Chill, you have anything to add? I don't personally. Like I've already said everything that I can for.
Yeah, so did I. I mean, I loved that the sequels brought a new character like Ray Palpatine, but
Ray Palpatine. It still doesn't
yeah,
fit. It just doesn't fit.
I don't know. Yet it's her full name. I like the
It's
concept.
canon,
I mean, I don't
people.
know. Yeah, I mean, I like the concept of Finn being
I love
being
Finn.
the
I
first
love Finn's
stormtrooper.
concept.
Yeah, I love the course that he had.
He had the
Not
possibility
being
to be a
loyal.
better character than Han Solo. Like I'm gonna say this right now. He had the possibility of being a better character than Han Solo.
Which character?
Finn
Finn.
had the
Yeah,
possibility
yeah, yeah.
to be a better character than Han Solo, but it just didn't work. It just didn't work.
Yeah, I mean, even the actor, maybe, just because Harrison Ford
John
always
Boyega
is
is awesome, by the way.
ass.
We're not hating on any of the of the actors.
Yeah,
The
it's
actors are
Harrison Ford
great.
is an
They do a
ass every
pretty.
time. Somebody.
John
They
Boyega
have done
is
it, man. They have infected me with coronas and shit.
Oh
They put
Oh
poison.
no.
They put poison in your
Oh.
teeth.
They just told me that I am approaching them, and they said instead of running away, you're coming closer. I said, yeah, fuck.
Oh, you're approaching me. So these are references done good. Okay, now let us go to the best characters in the movies.
Mhm.
Dark Lord, anything to say?
Best characters out
Like,
of both of them.
Out of both of them.
Start by
The-
prequels first.
Okay, so the prequels,
Villain-
it has,
yeah.
yeah, it has had more time to develop all the characters. To be fair, with the Clone Wars and comics and books and stuff. But yeah, I think it has better characters overall, like
Yeah.
Obi-Wan, Anakin in the Revenge of the Sith and Clone Wars, Count Dooku in yeah, and
Darth
Obi-Wan.
Maul.
Yeah, Darth Maul, Obi-Wan.
Palpatine, like, should we say that Palpatine is just great there? Is like amazing in the prequels.
Yeah.
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 Yes.
I
he's-
mean that's where he became a famous character from.
Yeah, I
from the
mean, no,
prequels.
in the other movies, in the original trilogy, he was not bad, but
Yeah, but
in the prequel trilogy, he just became like a fucking god, man. He became
in
like
the prequel
so-
trilogy, I mean, it laid the brick into how much we appreciate him as a character. It laid that first brick. And
So-
later that was cemented more by Revenge of the Sith.
So, Chill, your opinion on like
I mean, well, firstly, I would say that in the prequels introduced us to many characters that were later more so I mean the prequels like the first characters that were mostly made more famous, more mainstream by the like for example you mentioned General Grievous. that became yeah, that's what the characters um yeah, that I mean that was pretty well executed by the prequels, and later more so evolved from the Clone Wars. And the sequels, I love the fact that they wanted a reboot, because you're not going to be the. I mean, I'm not going to call it a dead horse,
I
but
don't think
I don't want it. I don't want them
as
to put the
reboot.
same characters.
Like, no, I don't think like the sequels as a reboot. Not like in the way Part 7 is to JoJo or
I
Casino
would
Royale.
call the first movie a reboot.
A soft
Definitely.
reboot,
A
I would
soft
say.
one, because it
Yes.
it doesn't change anything from the past. It just like continues the story forward, but in a long time, a long time after, not a long time.
Yeah,
after,
yeah,
but
like
something
kind of like
I
a
mean,
relaunch.
for like a
Yeah.
Boruto, but better done. I still think, by the way, people, that the sequel did a way better job at continuing the story than Boruto did. Boruto fucking sucks, everybody.
Yes.
I said it. I said it. Now let's go to characters. Sorry for me getting angry. Personally, I love in the prequels. I love Palpatine, Count Dooku, Grievous. I also love Obi-Wan. Obviously, Darth Maul is pretty good. Who else? I mean, I can think of Anakin too in Revenge of the Sith, but he like in the other movies, it just like he just isn't that good. But
Yeah.
for me, like Palpatine is just like the best character. Also, by the way, Count Dooku, we never forget Count Dooku. Count Dooku is like he's one of
Yeah, for
the
me,
best things.
like in Attack of the Clones, he was okay. Like, he was interesting, but Clone Wars and Revenge of the Sith really made him into a great character.
Yeah,
And
Yeah,
also the books and the comics.
yeah. No, like just the concept of Count Dooku is great. Palpatine, on the other hand, Palpatine is like the mastermind. He's playing the both sides of the war, and it just is really fun to see the character like Palpatine just moving the strings. And I think that again, I'm saying it again, the prequels benefit a lot from the Clone Wars. By the way, I started Star Wars from Clone Wars. So like that's like the first Star Wars piece of media I ever got.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. Shall we continue? So,
No, I think we have one more point.
Yeah. Wait,
yeah.
we haven't gone over the sequel characters.
The sequel characters for me, yeah, sorry. Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
The Kylo Ren was definitely the best one.
Kylo Ren definitely best one
yeah,
by
Kylo
far.
Ren,
It
Finn
was good.
continued. Finn was fine. Yeah.
was, yeah, but I
He was
love the
disappointing.
concept more.
Yeah. And Rey was also fine for me.
Yeah, Rey was fine. I don't hate Rey like too many people in the internet, but I don't love her either. Like, it's just a mixed bag opinion I have on her.
Yeah. And what else? Yeah, Captain Phasma also. She.
I mean, it's pretty sad to see her like. I mean, I think that she would have benefited a lot from being in the third movie.
Yeah, like they didn't set up her
That well, yeah.
well enough. I've heard the Phasma novel was supposed to be really good. But
The
in
Phasma book is really good. The Phasma book, I wanted to buy it, but instead I bought Inferno Squad Battlefront 2 book, and I'm reading
Yeah.
it. It's actually pretty good, but the Phasma book I've heard is amazing.
Yeah, me too. Yeah,
Um,
and
yeah, continue. Sorry.
mm, yeah. So the prequels had better overall better characters for me.
Me too.
Yeah,
Um,
like more memorable.
yeah, General
Uh,
Palpatine is like more memorable in
yeah,
the prequels than the sequels.
like Kylo was one of the best characters in Star Wars for me. But
Yeah, I could say that. Yes, we could say that. Yes, I
yeah,
definitely.
but we also need to give the sequel some time for the characters to get comics and books and
Yeah.
expand more on their characters. But for now, the prequels.
For me, the sequel characters that I like are Kylo Ren. I enjoy Finn. I enjoy Chewbacca too, but it's
Yeah.
like a little not that like. I enjoy General Hux in the first movie. I enjoy Snoke for a bit, like, but not that much. Phasma is good, but at the same time, I expected more from her. Who else?
And Luke, they gave
Luke is
a
pretty
good,
good. Luke is pretty. Luke is.
great continuation.
Yeah, I
Uh,
think that Luke not being that Jedi monk, like Yoda-like monk that everyone expected him to be, and just Ryan Johnson putting that twist on, it's just pretty good. As
yeah,
for the Rise of Skywalker, I think that Luke saying to Rey that the Jedi weapon shouldn't be thrown like that. I think that's like a moment breaking character because I don't know. It's just he just throws the lightsaber firstly, and then like when Rey throws the lightsaber, it's apparently wrong. I don't know. That it just
yeah,
doesn't work
yeah,
for me.
yeah, yeah. But Happy Shield dude, you there?
I think that he doesn't want to talk much about the sequels because he just
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean,
Oh, okay. So should we move
but
on to the
I'd
next
say
point?
that the sequels brought us nice characters. For me, I don't, I cannot judge the Finn. I can say that he was, I love the concept. He was a stormtrooper that turned into the Jedi way, we can say.
Yeah.
Rey Skywalker, love the moment that I discussed earlier in The Last Jedi,
Yeah,
and Kylo Ren was a great villain.
yeah.
Villain, I mean, he was kind of like a true neutral
I
for
don't
me,
know.
so yeah,
He's a
that's
true
my
villain for me, but at the same time, he's like one of those villains who doesn't know what he should do. Like one of those
yeah,
confused villains.
he seemed kind of divided.
Okay. So we finished our point here. Shall we go to the next
Yes,
one? The
Yes.
next and the final point. By the way, thanks to Dark Lord for kind of making the script. Um, for
Yeah, no
the
problem.
best action scenes.
Yes.
Um, shall we
So
go with the sequels? Advantage a lot from better CGI because they were made later.
yeah,
yeah,
true.
we can
So
say that. Yeah.
I think that though, with that being said, the Phantom Menace has some pretty good action scenes. Attack of the Clones, the battles like where the clone troopers are just sent there are it's just pretty good one, but it's not like the best one ever. But it just you kind of you have to enjoy it. You I think I enjoyed it a lot. Um, I also Revenge of the Sith. It has great action scenes. I think Revenge of the Sith benefits a lot from the action scenes.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, the Grievous versus Obi-Wan was okay for
Great.
me.
I don't I don't know. I know a lot of people don't like it, but I genuinely enjoyed it.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
yeah.
though
I
I think
enjoyed
that
it, but it wasn't great for me. Like it was good.
yeah, that could we could say that. But no, I think that Grievous would have benefited from just having being more overpowered, like just being more OP in general. But at the same time, Grievous was we know that Grievous was built to be like this kind of character that He's overpowered, but in the same time, he just doesn't know how to use his power. And he's also, by the way, a better tactician. Like, we saw that even in Revenge of the Sith. So now, best action scenes. Obi-Wan versus Grievous. I like. I cannot say. Anakin versus Obi-Wan is pretty good.
Yeah. Yes, and
In the
Darth
sequel,
Maul versus Qui-Gon Jinn.
Darth Maul, yeah, I
Obi-Wan.
said like
Yeah,
Phantom
yeah.
Menace. It's pretty good. It's actually pretty good.
And yeah, it had some great ship battles also in the Revenge of the Sith, the opening.
The opening scene, yes, I remember. It's actually pretty good.
Yeah,
Not
and
necessarily like the most memorable moment, but it's pretty good, yes.
yeah.
Count
And,
Dooku versus, like, in Attack of the Clones, I remember Count Dooku versus Obi-Wan and Anakin, and Count Dooku versus Yoda. It's pretty good. I
Yeah.
think that Yoda versus Palpatine, the short battle that they have, is pretty good.
Yeah, like it wasn't perfect, but
Yeah, it wasn't perfect, but it was pretty good. Again, like we
Yeah.
cannot bash it. So let's go to the sequels because I think we talked enough about the prequels. We like the sequels.
Yes.
Personally, I say that they have better action scenes, but they benefit a lot from CGI.
yeah, and
The
they
CGI
have
in the
the
sequels is good.
definitely less lightsaber battles,
Yeah,
but yeah, because the Force Awakens one, the end battle,
yeah.
was definitely a good scene, I think. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on
I think
that one?
that The Force Awakens has pretty good action scenes, but at the same time, I think that they could benefit from like more lightsaber battles. I think that no, don't get me twisted. Kylo Ren versus Rey is pretty good. Finn versus Rey is pretty good. No, sorry, Finn versus Kylo Ren was pretty good. Like what I'm talking about. And because I remember many of them. Like, and also the Starkiller base battle, like big battle with like X and Y wings and TIE fighters. That's also pretty good. Even the
Yeah.
action scene in the beginning is pretty solid. So yes, I would say that.
And the Millennium Falcon one was really
Yeah,
good.
it was pretty good. Yes, definitely. That's true.
Yeah. And Last Jedi, it the one with the Praetorian Guards and
Yeah,
Kylo Ren
Kylo Ren.
and Rey. That was really good done.
I can
and
also
yeah.
think of a couple of other scenes from like visually pleasing. Okay, like those scenes from like the Last Jedi are most of them are really visually pleasing. Personally.
And the Rise of Skywalker.
For me, the Rise of Skywalker has like some pretty good action scenes. Like,
Yeah,
although I don't like Palpatine in Rise of Skywalker, I'm gonna say this.
It
His
was
battle
pretty
with
epic.
Rey, lore-wise, not the best. It kicks ass when you say that, like, when you see the battle, it's just cool, okay? Like, Palpatine throwing his, like, fucking everything he has.
Yeah, it was an epic scene.
It was an epic scene, definitely.
And Kylo Ren versus Rey scene on Death Star.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah, that is probably the best one for me in the sequels.
Maybe, yeah.
I
maybe.
I have only seen it once, but yeah, right now I would say it's the best.
Yeah.
Like, I like that they jumped from yeah, platform to platform, like yeah, and you were yeah, and it was really exciting.
Yeah, so I guess this is like what we think about the prequels and the sequels. But genuinely, I love like what the sequels had in mind. Like I really like in the beginning, like you would see because the sequels had genuinely fun concepts. They just didn't
Yes.
work with them that much.
Mhm.
So for me, I think that the prequel trilogy is better.
Yeah.
Personally. Your opinion,
Yeah.
Trevor?
Like this is the most difficult for me. The point, actually. Uh, yeah, I would have to say I would have to give it slightly to the prequels.
Yeah, I think so too. And it's the prequel is
While
just better done. Well done.
yeah, like it had a few missteps, but it had a lot more action
Better.
scenes and more that was good to great than the prequels.
All in all, what do you like? No, I personally think that like the sequel trilogy has a lot of potential. Like had a lot of potential, but I don't know. We'll just see in the future. Will this sequel trilogy continue? Will it just like be stopped at Rise of Skywalker? Apparently, since like I was seeing some news, and apparently, Kathleen Kennedy is just away from Star Wars now. He has just given up on Star Wars.
Yeah. Like I think people are too rough on Kathleen Kennedy
I don't
because
think I don't think so. No, death threats definitely not. But I
yeah,
think that Kathleen
uh,
Kennedy was not a good influence.
yeah. Like let me explain. Like
Hey, sorry to like
she yeah,
Kathleen Cavendish. Did she pass away?
Kathleen Kennedy.
No, it says here that Kathleen Cavendish passed away. Let me check. Like, because
What?
what is going on? Like, oh no. It's I think it's like her. It's someone else. Sorry. No. It's not that. No.
Oh
Like,
yeah. Because
because someone was like, "What did Kathleen Kennedy die of?" And it was like an aviation accident and incident. I was like, "What the fuck?"
yeah, but like I think people hate on her too much, and
I don't
also
like her.
like yeah, like on Star Wars, she maybe wasn't the best, but you know she's one of the best producers. Like she has worked on Indiana Jones
Yeah, but at the
and
same
stuff.
time, you see, she's just arrogant. Like I think that's what Star Wars characters don't like. She doesn't want to accept any mistakes. Like she just says, "Oh no, the sequel trilogy is the best." She says that,
Yeah,
"Oh, the sequel trilogy is the best because we have a message, apparently," which is like some female message, and it's already overused, overdone. But I mean, I don't know. What do I know? Okay, like I'm not trying to
yeah,
be sexist or anything like that. I just don't think that the message that she supposedly had was brought in the right way.
yeah.
Like
I agree, but like many people don't know that she had a great career before Star
no,
Wars.
definitely she had a great career. Like I know that she worked on E.T. and Indiana Jones.
Yeah, because she has gotten multiple awards before as the best producer.
Yeah, but I think that this like for Star Wars she wasn't the best one. I think they should have
No,
got
yeah. I agree on that. Not in Star
someone
Wars.
better for me. For Star
Yeah,
Wars she was not the best thing to have been done.
yeah.
I think they could
Where?
have benefited from better
Yeah.
people in charge.
Where did Happy Shield go?
I think that Happy Childhood has been like is scared that people will murder him after what he said about Puppet Yoda, and like he just went
Yeah.
away. All jokes aside, though, I
Yeah.
think like he has some job, he has like something to do right now, so I guess we're gonna end it without him. Anyway,
Yeah.
guys, thanks a lot for watching this video. Click the like button if you enjoyed the video. Click the subscribe button to see more content from God of Games. And who knows, maybe I might do even more videos like this if you guys enjoy it. Dark Lord, it's been a pleasure to have you.
Yes. Thank you. I will definitely be more on the channel.
Yeah, because I've had a lot of fun making this. We had both a lot of fun making this.
Yeah,
By the way, join my Discord server, God of Games podcast. There's gonna be a lot of things going on. Right now we're holding a D&D, but we hold multiple versus debate tournaments. You're just gonna see. You're really gonna enjoy it. Just check it out. Anyway, I guess we're leaving again. Dark Lord, thanks a lot for being part.
it was a pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Anyway, God of Games out. Bye.